It's under 19s. Let me know when. Okay, fifth and seventh. Fifth and seventh.
Hello and welcome to day 5 of the Underwater Hockey Age Group World Championships here in Hobart, Tasmania. We're getting ready to watch the Canada versus USA game. It's the second time these teams have seen each other. The girls under 19 teams are playing a double round robin.
Yeah, and there's been 14 games, there will be 14 games today, Agnes, and we're right in the thick of it now towards the end of the day. But boy, it's been a long day, I can tell you. So we're up to game 13, I think it is. Oh, no, actually 12 in this court. No, it's actually 13. So, yeah, it's Canada under 19 women. I'm hoping that they're the player that had a puck to the forehead yesterday afternoon is back in the water. She wasn't allowed back in the water this morning.
It looks like they have one in the sub box.
Yeah, they've only got the one, did you say?
Yeah, last time we played them, they only had one sub, and yet again, they only have one sub. And this is a really strenuous schedule that these girls are doing. And you can
and
see
as you'd expect,
Canada USA making a strong drive for the goal. But Canada, they're still putting that energy in there. They did a beautiful job last time these two teams played each other. So I think they want to repeat that.
And there's always that terrific rivalry between Canada and US. Same as when we have New Zealand against Australia or France and Great Britain. There seems to be certain teams that just fire up that little bit more when they play against each other.
Yeah, and just obviously being geographically close to each other, we know each other from other tournaments, maybe more so than most other teams.
Hey, look at this. We've got the GoFundMe link on our screen, which is great. That's another overlay. We see a few overlays. You've got the team lists, and now we've got the GoFundMe. We really want to get up to $10,000 with GoFundMe. That money goes towards all the AV equipment that you can that we'll tell you about. Actually, we've got the 6 cameras, 2 out of water, 4 in the water. We've got 7 monitors here. We've got oodles of cabling, mixing machines, 6 or 7 big screens on the pool deck. And what that means is this seems to be working really well. We can pay for this. If you're happy with your streaming, put a couple of dollars on the GoFundMe website, and this equipment can then go to Canada for the next Worlds. It can go to the Age Championships in Sheffield as well. So it's a win-win. So show your appreciation and pop some money on there. Thank you.
Absolutely. That would be nice. This is one of the, I can't remember when they've had free streaming for all these games at tournaments. Usually they do charge for it, and they charge quite a hefty fee to the teams and also to the spectators, and the quality has never been quite this good.
Yeah, it's great that we're using YouTube, because teams can go back and watch these games anytime. And because of all the different views that we get of the game, because of the clarity of the water, if I was a coach of any junior team or senior team, I'd definitely been using these over and over again to show how teams can turn it around, counteract different styles of play, highlight different skills that are really important. So this is a really valuable resource, and like Agnes that you said, it's free, which is great.
Yeah, and in the past, we've always gotten, like, the USA team would only get copies of the USA games, and they could only review those. We can go now, and we can take let's see, we want to play Colombia, and we want to see how they did against South Africa, and we can take that, because then that gives us information, even though we weren't in that game. And it's particularly important for these under-19 teams that are playing double round robins, because they're seeing the same team again, and they can review the game and say, well, last time we played Canada, this happened, and that was our weak spot, that was our strong spot, and they can get instant feedback on that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, gone are the days. Gosh, I remember a time, Agnes, where, at the start of the competition, you'd actually have to go up to the communication desk and say, look, I want these games. I want these 6 games copied onto a disc, and you'd pay up front $20 a disc. Yeah, so you might get 6 games, $120, and sometimes by the end, mid-competition, you couldn't see diddly anyway,
Yeah.
and you were getting these discs that were next to useless. So
But you
this
get
is fantastic.
whatever you could get, you would certainly be happy to pay for, as frustrating as it was. And so USA first on the scoreboard with 1 goal scored by Elsa de Bruyne. And it looks like going to the far side.
So do you know who's sitting out for the USA women, Agnes? Because they've got
I
2, 4,
think
6,
they have
8, 10,
11.
12. Oh,
So
11.
they have, I think, Abby Banks, number 3 from Sturgeon Bay. I think she's sitting out this game. And so the USA has a full contingent in the water, 10 players, against the Canadian with only 7. So the Canadians are really going to be hurting now. This has been a really intense schedule. And there's a strong rivalry, and of course, USA definitely wants to win this game. But you can't help but feel a bit bad for Canada when they're down down to just 1 sub, because that really hurts.
And Kendall Banks, he would have had a tough decision to decide who's sitting out this game. Every game counts for the final standing, 5th versus 7th. He'll want the girls to be playing a style of play that they want to play in the finals, when the finals start, not tomorrow but the day after.
Yeah, the girls, the USA girls still have I think 2 games tomorrow, and so they still have to play Great Britain again and South Africa again. So they've got important games tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. The Canadians have brought 2 teams of 8 over, and we much prefer. Everyone likes to see them bring the 2 teams. I think it's really wise to, even though they're 2 men down or 2 girls down, these girls, the 16 girls, still get World Championship experience, and you can't beat that, because in 2 years' time in Sheffield, they've got 16 girls that can spread across those categories. That'll be 1 Worlds up.
Yeah, and the experience that all of these girls on both teams. I believe both teams are quite young. And there's not a ton of experience on it, and there'll be different players when they come back home next week or after their vacation time, travel time, as long as they're all the way down here. Hopefully a lot of people are taking a little extra time to look around.
Yeah, it's your summer break,
Tasmania. Isn't it? It is. So
yeah, midwinter for us, so we'll be back to school next week. Now, the live chat's open, so please put your comments, any shout-outs, anything you want us to pass on. More than happy to do that. The live chat always makes our job a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, and this time I can actually see it because Stuart's foot isn't going to be blocking my view.
The big moon boot. Yeah, it's all happening here in the commentary box. We've got legs and arms going everywhere. Sometimes we'll have about 10 people in this small space, and it gets pretty warm, pretty loud.
Yeah.
But it is a fun place to be.
Yeah, and again, I've heard a lot of people from everywhere saying how much they appreciate the commentary. And it's been another thing that this, along with the excellent video coverage that they have added, and certainly for folks at home who aren't experienced and don't really understand the game, I think it helps a lot to get a little bit of commentary in there, because certainly it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you've never played the game.
Exactly. And Spot X Underwater Vision are trialling the cameras, because in previous years for championships we used the GoPro camera, and before that whatever, but this time these cameras are being trialled. It's a bit of a first time, and the Spot X Underwater Vision are just as interested to know how this goes as we are, because that's their business, and they want to give us the best product that they possibly can. And these cameras have been in the water now for nearly 6 days, 24/7. Seem to be holding out really well, touch wood.
Really good. Yeah, my son actually is heavily involved with the video systems in the United States, and he will be helping do the video systems in Canada for Quebec City next year. And
I think I might have met your son. He might have been up here in the comms booth.
Probably,
checking
yeah.
It
he
all
was
out.
with Sean. And, Sean had nothing but praise for these underwater cameras. He said he's just had a really good luck, and they've been very reliable. And it looks like USA right up in the goal, but I'm not sure if it went in. It looks like it must have. And it's going to count. And credit goes to number 12. Oh, and that would be Paige Thompson, another player from Sturgeon Bay. which is the
Okay.
team that Kendall and Sue Banks, the coaches, started. They've got a pretty active club there, a bunch of great players, great group of people, and it's really exciting to see.
So
they
where
have
was that
3
again,
other places.
Agnes?
Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. It's near the Great Lakes
Yeah.
in the United States.
Okay, so the northern part of United States.
Yeah, right on Lake Michigan. Yep.
Okay,
And
so United States coming out again, getting nice possession, using their curls really well. Interestingly,
Beautiful job
talking to people after the game, Agnes, and everyone's got different terminology for a curling game and for a penetrating game, and it does take a while to kind of understand, well, hang on, what are we talking about here? But this commentary is nice because we do have so many different perspectives from the Argentinians, the Colombians, the whole lot giving their interpretation of the game.
Yeah, and very different styles in this. And the United States has been having really good luck moving the puck out to the sides and then gaining pool that way and then coming back across. And once again, into the goal, number, you said it was 10? That would be Jana de Brunner, the team captain from Colorado, and my daughter. And it's her birthday today.
Oh,
so
wow. Happy birthday.
she gets her birthday goal. Yay, Jana.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So,
I think you should run out and give her a big high
we,
five.
We might have to sing for her afterwards.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Well done. And a timeout called from the Canadians, I think, which is a really good time to call a timeout.
They probably
3-0.
they just need a rest.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
there's not much you can actually say to them to change their game style, but definitely a breather would be appreciated.
Right.
Oh, I think that's great that it's you pronounce it
Jana.
Jana.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to confuse people.
Nice. Does that spelling come from anywhere in particular, Agnes?
Well, it's actually a contraction of my mother's name. It's Anna Irmgard, and then we wanted the name Anna in there, and then we found that in the name book, and typically the name is spelled with a J. But it's
Jana. Yeah, I like it.
It's a feminine form of Ian, I guess, and in any case, it's a little memorable.
And who's the oldest out of Jana and Elsa?
Jana, well, she's turning 18 today, and Elsa's 15.
That's a milestone, 18. That's the time for the big party. So are you doing something when you get back to the States or doing something here?
Well, Jana's not going back to the States. She's gonna spend the next 8 or 9 months in New Zealand. And she's just taking a gap year before she goes off to college. And she's really excited about it, hoping to get some really good hockey in. And
that's
great.
So
it's going to be a good experience.
Yeah, my daughter's 18 as well, and she's planning her gap year for next year. Not playing underwater hockey, unfortunately. She's into pole dancing and ballet. Would you
pole
believe
dancing!
It? Oh, ballet and pole dancing. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, cheers out to you, Mary.
Yeah. So Jana, I mean, she's that was part of the reason she chose New Zealand, is that she could continue playing underwater hockey, and of course, it's a beautiful country, and
it is.
So she's very excited to be able to over there. And beautiful play there.
And we've got 4 minutes to go in the first half. We've had one timeout from Canada, a bit of a breather. I don't think United States need to really call any timeouts. I think they just want to get this game done and dusted. It's like I said, it's right at the end of the day 5. We want to reset for tomorrow, and then we get to the pointy end of the competition.
Right, and my understanding is it's the goals against that are important. So the USA really doesn't want Canada to score on them, but there's no reason for them to run up the score super high.
No, that's right.
And everybody's tired, so to a certain extent, they want to play a good game, but they don't necessarily want to try to tire themselves out more than they need to. And Canada is really doing a nice job sweeping it. They've got some really nice defense. The USA has had very hard drives into the goal, which Canadian player, and she's got to be tired, has cleared all the way to the corner, and then everybody kind of goes up. Both teams, they take a little rest,
I know,
and then continue on.
I'm loving these Canadian girls. They've got heart, they've got guts. I think everyone needs to shake their hands at the end of the competition and just say, "Bloomin' good effort, girls."
Absolutely,
we love your work, and everyone at home should be really proud.
And that beautiful position in the goal there by the Canadian player. And it looks like the goal went in anyway. And goal to USA. And number...
We need to see the fingers, refs.
Oh, wait. I think one of the refs may have called that back. So it may not count.
Or maybe just giving a warning to one of the players, I think.
Yeah, they did. No, they did raise their hand. So it should not have been called back. But I don't know who to credit for that one.
No. And the refs, the refs are working so hard. They have meetings every second night, Agnes. They get together as a whole group, and then after that meeting of questions and clarification, the assessors get together, and the assessors are watching all the games and giving feedback to the referees.
Yeah.
So it's a big day for
Well,
those
and the
guys.
teams can also give feedback after a game. I imagine it's usually complaints, just because that's what you notice more when a ref is doing something that you feel is unfair. But there is definitely a venue, a way for the players to vent a little bit and to lodge some complaints.
Yeah,
It looks like a call against the USA team. I think possibly on number 9, my other daughter, Elsa de Brunner. And
it was interesting watching the Canadians
a
earlier
timeout.
on the day. I think they had 1 or 2 out of the water at one point, and they were down to 4. We just don't want to put anyone in the sin bin tonight. I think we want a nice clean game, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be a nice clean game. The United States girls, they shouldn't be trying to go through the guts of the Canadians. We want clean, spacious hockey, I think, Agnes.
and so far that does seem to be the case. Everybody's, they as long as they can get their intensity back up tomorrow for those games, taking it a little bit easy today is probably a good plan. And like you say, the fouling and getting the calls against you there's no good reason to do that and to risk that. And really, you don't want to get in the habit of playing sloppy.
No, that's right. You want to keep it tight
straight.
and sharp and keen.
And it looks like a USA player speaking to the ref. Curious what that discussion is.
We've still got almost 2 minutes remaining. Agnes, tell me, do your girls do a fine system for when they're chucked out and all those silly things that those dumb things really they do?
Certainly the under 23 team that I'm managing is doing that. I don't know if the girls are doing that.
Okay.
They may or may not, but yeah, often the teams will you get fines for forgetting your water bottle. You get fines for getting kicked out in a game. You get fines, and it's all in good fun.
It is,
and the fines are used to buy something for the team. Usually with the older kids,
It's
some
the
sort of
beverages.
alcohol.
And, the
But
Canadian,
hopefully not too much.
No,
but
the Canadian boys are putting away Vegemite as their fines. So if they've done something dumb, they've got to take a teaspoon of Vegemite, Agnes. And look, I love my Vegemite, but you can only have a little bit at a time. So I'd love to be there when they do their fine nights, because it's not going to stay down. It's not going to be pretty.
Lot,
but good work, Canadian under 19 boys.
Yeah, I tasted just a touch of the Vegemite, and boy, is it salty. I mean, you just cannot put down a lot of that. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, I've got a girlfriend that swears by Vegemite. If she's cramping in any tournament, Vegemite and toast, and it's all gone. It's all good.
Yeah, I imagine all that salt in there would replenish your electrolytes. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to eat it by the spoonful.
So we're down to 38 seconds in the first half, and the ref doing a bit of a play on there. The Canadians making a good drive, Agnes.
Yeah,
this is
it
pretty
looks
good
like
for
it
them.
On the far wall there. So USA up 4-0, and again, they just don't want the Canadians to score. They don't need to run the score up, but they will be defending fiercely if it gets near the goal.
They want to keep Canada with the goose egg. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I had no idea what my
big old goose
my
egg,
mate in the commentary box was saying. Let's keep the goose egg, and I'm like, what the? Can you repeat what you just said? What are we talking about here?
Yeah. Every country has their sayings and such, but
the big zero. I think that's what we're after.
Yep. Or just shutout game, or there's lots of ways to say that. It looks like halftime now, so the teams get a little break.
The stands are kind of thinning out now, Agnes.
There's so many teams that had really long days today. They had so many games, and it's dinner time. It's 7:30. Well, the game started at 7:30 p.m. here. These teams are tired, and everybody wants to get to bed and eat
and the
dinner.
weather, it's a bit colder.
And
that takes its toll.
Yeah. And then there's this cold passing around, a lot of sniffling and stuff that hopefully won't develop into too much.
It's amazing how that disappears, though, after the grand final. All of a
I
sudden,
sure
all those
hope.
ailments and sniffles. It's like, hello, I'm well, I can party.
Disinfection with alcohol, I think. I don't know.
And a good hard party. It's going to be a huge night, Agnes. I think 434 athletes and hopefully around 200 of the support crew, the volunteers. We've got a big, like a wharf booked down at the wharves, and the theme is an underwater theme. Have your girls got their costumes
They
worked
do,
out?
they do, and I don't know. I don't think I should spill the beans here. What
No,
is?
don't give anything away. You know, you could probably
But
say something like the Canadian boys just said plaid, or
Oh.
check. And I thought, yeah, right.
No.
Is it shine,
Ours is the
glitter?
under the sea. It's following the theme.
Ah, good.
And I know the under 23 men's team has also planned somewhat of a costume, and I don't know about our under 19 team, but
It's
they'll,
good, though. It
they'll be
takes
there
it-
enjoying themselves
Yeah.
and having a good time.
It takes that pressure off a little bit for, you know, what do I wear? Because you go as a team, you can
Wear
you can
something
glam
silly,
it up
yeah.
a little bit and wear something silly, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good vibe on that end of competition night,
And that's kind of new. I don't know when that started, but certainly when I went to Worlds, we never had that. And then so we showed up at Worlds, I think in Spain, and we had no idea. The under 19 men's team, that was the only team we sent. And it was like, you know, you kind of think, well, they tell you you're supposed to wear a costume, and we're like, well, okay, are they really going to wear costumes, or
Yeah,
are they
I
just
know,
pulling
I know.
one over on us, and we're going to be the only ones showing up in
Yep.
some silly costume? But yes, it is indeed
it
a
is
tradition
starting
now.
to gain momentum. I agree. All that the 8 worlds that I've been to, I think it's only the last couple that have had it. No, I actually haven't been to any really with a costume. I don't think
I don't
Hungary,
think I
Eager
have.
didn't have a costume. It was just party hard, really.
Yeah. No, I mean, I went at Stellenbosch, though. It was the first one.
yeah.
I
What was the theme there? I was
I don't know if there was a theme,
Yeah, it was
but
safari. It was fur.
Oh,
and,
I don't know.
or- yeah.
the U.S. the U.S. ladies went as unicorns.
That's
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was
So that
something to
was
do with
fun.
safari, I'm sure, was
Oh,
the theme.
okay.
So we all wore cougar type of stuff, which fit with the
with the Masters team.
yeah, fit with the Masters team. So anything leopard print or you know,
Yeah.
it all worked. Bit of fun. I know the New Zealanders, they always usually do something really random. Even when it's not costume, they do something really random.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun part of the game. And here we are, second half starting. USA leading 4-0 against Canada, and USA is just swinging the puck back and forth across the pool. That's the game they played very effectively against Australia yesterday. They had a beautiful game, and that was a really close game and well played, and hopefully they can keep that game, keep on the ball, and then tomorrow when they play Great Britain and South Africa can continue playing this game.
Two tough games.
Yeah.
And look, we'll just give you a snapshot of what it looks like out in the pool deck here at the Hobart Aquatic Centre, the Doon Kennedy Aquatic Centre. You see, the pool deck's... hang on, we've just got to drive here into goals, though there's been an infringement. Gloving, of course, on that wall is always a risk. But, yeah, you can see just in the background there, you can see all those barriers. And the pool deck is very clear of any movement, any player movement. It's been set up really well, very professionally. So the only people that are allowed on that pool deck are the teams, and they're in the water and it's cleared really quickly. You get the odd person in purple, the volunteers, in there, provided by Vertex shirts, and the umpire shirts provided by Vertex with the logo done by Poco people.
It looks like...
they're the only people that should be on the pool deck.
Yeah, well, it looks like both coaches are napping on the bottom of the pool there. They're obviously experienced players, just as comfortable on the bottom as they are on top. So I thought that was kind of funny. Both refs just kind of hanging out, looking completely, not both refs, both coaches, sorry, hanging out on the bottom of the pool. But
Just watching, and there's nothing much they can do at this stage of the game. Just watch. The USA coach will be just thinking about what are the girls doing right? Are they doing what I've asked them to do? And the Canadian coach will just be like, wow, girls, just keep it up. You're doing a great job.
Absolutely. And there's a coach again. And he's holding on to this really nifty wall system. That's something, too, that I hadn't seen something like this. And it's really nice. You can see through it, so it's great for video. It's solid on the bottom. It's bolted to the bottom of the pool, and it sits in place, does not budge. And then the plastic is held up by floats, of course, so it'll move. You can't hurt yourself on it. You can't really kick off of it and blast into someone's side. And overall, I just think it's a great system. You can rub up against it; it won't cut you. Some of the solid walls, you can really get scraped up on them. So
And I think
really love this wall system.
Agnes, you've just hit the nail on the head. It's so simple, it's safe, no team can get advantage from it, and it's cheap and easy to set up. So I think a lot of countries will be looking at that haven't already got clear walls and say, yep, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. No, I think we need, our walls are perhaps not high enough in Colorado, and I'm looking at something like that. It would be beautiful to be able to put in if we, have to figure out exactly how to attach it. But it's really nice system. And USA with a hard drive on the goal, but it looks like the Canadian ladies pushed that out, got it into the corner.
Yes,
Ref
so there's
is
been
playing
no
an
score, has
advantage.
there, for the last
Not,
3.5 minutes?
not in the second half yet. And it looks like advantage to the USA ladies.
Yeah, I think
right
the
in front of the
Americans
goal,
have
so
taken their foot off the accelerator a little bit, and maybe they need a little. I think a timeout actually should be called by the Americans, just to say, "Come on, girls, lift. Let's finish this game how we want to start tomorrow."
Yep, the Kendalls get down, stay down, score. We need to keep that in mind, and play carefully, play clean, and play hard.
Nice
And
little
there again,
left-hander bringing it out easily there, waiting for the support. But there's two Americans there, and she curls and kicks. I love that. Quite often people will curl and just get caught kind of dead-legged, and they don't move anywhere. Curling and kicking out of your curl is very effective.
Yeah, and that's where the Colombian team really excels. That's one thing I watch whenever I see them. All those teams, boy, they curl fast and hard.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get in there. You really have to be right in a call against the USA player, number 6, I believe, which would be Kenya Lamb. She's one of our forwards from San Francisco. Really, really fast. Has been winning pretty much every single strike she takes. Very, very impressed with her.
Look, Agnes, in the other court, we've got Colombia against South Africa. So that's South Africa is second, Colombia fourth. And South Africa are 2-0 up on Colombia. So it's still anyone's game in that game.
And that's under 19 girls?
Yeah, the under 19 girls. So they're
Hmm.
playing alongside in court 1. So a close game. I don't think, with the exception of probably 2 games today, they've all had such tight margins.
Yeah. So everybody's refining their games. A lot of the mistakes that were being made earlier in the tournament are not being made anymore because people are being more careful. Advantage again to Canada, and it's on the far side, a little hard to see from the cameras on this side of the pool.
And that's where it can be really confusing. I've been to so many tournaments where in Australia we're lucky in our demographic that we quite often have a chance to play together a bit before we go away. So, you go away and you're playing really good hockey together, and some teams that come into the competition have only played together for a couple of days, and you think to yourself, wow, we're doing really well against these girls, but by the end of the competition,
there's a different team out there.
They've got their links, they're all chained, their chains are complete, and they play a lot better, and it can take you by surprise.
Yep. And so again, USA with advantage, and I'm sure trying to drive it toward their goal. USA is going from right to left now. Looks like a turn. Okay, they're going across. The USA is really getting good at that, and I know they've been focusing on finishing those swings when they go all the way across the pool, to not stop in the middle, to keep going all the way to the wall and complete the play. And that was beautiful play by number 12. That's Paige Thompson.
Did you notice, Agnes, they were both doing dolphin kick. They were doing the 2 feet together kick. And you find as you progress up through the age groups that you use dolphin a lot less because you don't have as much manoeuvrability.
Yeah.
And as your legs get stronger, a flutter kick is, almost as, if not as fast, but a lot more versatile.
Right. For the breakaways, if you're going straight out, I'd say do what you need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you need to do a quick curl or something, you've got to switch your kick. You can't do a curl on from a dolphin kick very easily.
Yeah, and
there we go. Really nice, strong drive on the goal, and it looks like that may have gone in. Or no.
That was
Canadian
really odd.
Cleared that out.
It's
really
as if
nice.
Everyone stopped. And it was. I thought it was going to be a quick flick straight into the centre of the tray, but somehow the Canadians
cleared that out. They're Canadian.
Goal.
Canadians have not been scored on this second half, and we're only 7.5 minutes left. So they've played entire half of this half, and have not been scored on. It's very impressive.
So apart from the birthday girl today, what other stories have we got from these ladies that you can share for anyone that's all the people that are watching the streaming back home?
Well, we have Nicole Wong, Rosa Zhang, Jennifer Tom, Kenya Lamb, Vivian Lee, and her sister Teresa Lee, all from San Francisco, playing. They get coached there by Holland Jha, who's coaching the under-19 men, um, and they play together there. They've got a very active youth program, and really impressive players coming out of there. Holland works them hard, and they've been working. They've really stepped up. They've got some just absolutely beautiful players, really fast swimmers, a lot of them. And then we've got the three from Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. That's Abby Banks, and her sister Molly Banks, and Paige Thompson. And then, of course, the coaches, Kendall and Sue Banks, are both also from Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. And then the two remaining players, Elsa DeBruner and Jana DeBruner, are from Colorado.
Okay. So there's a massive spread, really, geographically. That's a
It
few
is,
hours
and it's
between.
hard. Yeah, the players, they played together at nationals this year, and that was kind of their only opportunity to really get a lot of time together. They had some training clinics where they played together some, but in a real tournament setting, it's kind of a different feel. And because of the way the seedings ended up, they kind of they ended up playing a lot of blowout games. I mean, where they blew out the other team, which is unfortunate. It's not as helpful. These hard-fought games are much more useful. But definitely playing together helped a lot, and they're playing much better after a few days here.
And you expect quite a few of these girls to want to, in 2 years' time, to either progress up to the under-23s or continue playing under-19s in Sheffield. I think it's a 2.6 metre pool in Sheffield. I didn't realise that, Agnes.
Oh, I thought it was 3 meters. And whatever it is, it's deep.
Yeah.
And
it changes the game quite
very
a lot.
much so.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of. But once you set your strategy, you don't think about it anymore after the first couple of games. And
Yeah,
it just
you have to
becomes
figure
part
out
of
your
it.
timing. But yeah, exactly. You go down to the bottom, and it takes everybody a little longer to get down there. So it's not like there's an advantage more for one team or the other. And the USA having a little trouble breaking it through. That Canadian defense is really strong, very impressive.
Yeah, keeping it
especially
over
with the
near their
lack of subs.
sub-bench girls, because they've got the one number 5 sitting in there, Emmy Nadu. She'd be quick drink and ready to go back in. I wonder, you'd imagine that they'd be subbing their forward perhaps and had to have their 3 backs in for the whole game. I presume they play a 3-and-3 lineup. What kind of lineup do the American girls play, Agnes?
We're also playing a 3-3. And, I think that's probably the case, as the forwards doing the most sprinting and stuff are probably the ones with the sub.
Yeah, look, a
There's
lovely
the
curl.
USA, turn it around
and a nice
and
swim, and
across.
she's looking for that big flick. And that's such a safe move. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like it when you're doing it, but having your body in between the puck and the opposition, if you're a right-hander, you can get away with it, and it makes so much space and takes the pressure off the side of the play where it's
and a
been
nice
for a while.
break.
Look at this great swim.
With that dolphin kick.
And she does need to curl. It's very hard to flick. If you go across that tray, it's very hard to centre it back again from the front of your
Hard
stick.
drive, and it looks like it probably went in.
And
Very
we've got
nice
a goal.
play.
Who's it going to be? Number
Is it 12 again?
12, I think.
I believe that's Paige Thompson from Sturgeon Bay. Good job, Paige.
4.5 minutes to go. And the Canadians have done very well in this half so far. They'll be pumped. Look at them set up all ready to go, Agnes.
Yeah. And
Heads
that's
down.
the first. That's
Look
the
at
first
that.
goal in the second half. The
Yeah.
Canadian girls have kept
And
the
looks
puck
like
out
it's
of
been
their
a
goal.
timeout called by.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Suck it in, girls. Take that break.
Easy for us to say when we're sitting here on our chair, but yeah,
Yeah, I know.
it's they're getting tired, and they're playing hard. They're not giving up. It's really been a nice game for them.
So have you had a chance to get out and have a look at the place, Agnes? What have been your highlights?
I haven't had too much time between doing the commentary and between managing the under-23s. We did go down to the no, I don't even know the name of the. Yeah, I went to the Salamanca Market briefly on Saturday, and that was really neat. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of time next Saturday to go there again. And then the girls have gone to the the animal sanctuary, and I keep forgetting the name of that.
Bonnarong.
Bonnarong, and so there's various different teams. And here you can see Captain Jana de Brunner disseminating pearls
such
of
a great
web.
view there, isn't it?
Yes, beautiful, all lined up there, ready to go. And 4 minutes left. USA leading 5-0.
Beautiful big flick. What a
And
lovely passage of play there. Flick, flick.
Yep. Keep
Really
going
nice
to the outside.
direction with the flicks. Nice safe flicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice cross.
way
They
across
like
again.
their crosses. Drawing it back into the middle. Someone waiting there. One of the forwards
Yeah.
ready to do a quick swerve, quick flick. And
that's a great play if there's someone there, and you know, and that's where they're getting that better. The USA team often, you know, at the earlier in the tournament would make these nice runs, turn around, pass it to the middle, and there was another, you know, the opposition over there, and that's happening less and less. And
I think
that's
what
great.
we kind of take for granted is there's no talking, there's no, you know, I'm here, pass to me, you know, me. There's none of that. It's you've just got to know your
You
players
have to
so
know.
well, and you get some really nice combinations. I know in the past I've had girls that whenever I get in the water with them, I'm just thinking, yes, I know exactly where they're going to
Yep,
be. I know
yep.
what they're going to do.
You know how long they're
very
going to stay
intuitive.
down.
Yep, absolutely. And it's a joy to play with those kind of people.
Yep.
Those kind of girls.
An
and it looks like
advantage
the
again
Americans, yeah,
for the
let's see what they
USA,
can do with
directly
this.
in front of the goal. So this is a tough situation for
Square
the
square swim straight away, which is pretty unusual.
I think USA might just be practicing some of these
Okay.
moves, you know, to swing it across and keep control of it. And you can see it didn't work. The Canadian team did push it off into the corner, so that's definitely something they need to refine a little bit. The USA team, but the Canadian girl, poor Nat, she's been up forever and she's gonna fall asleep here.
I
But
know,
we'll
I need
hopefully
some
stay up
oxygen.
for
I
the
need
last
some
two
oxygen.
for the last 2 minutes of this game.
Look at this.
And a call against the USA team, so Canada has the advantage, and they're just getting tired now. But if they can just drive it up the pool, I'm sure that'll feel good just to get it back into the other end of the pool and away from their goal.
Yeah, and well done the refs. They've got a good feel for this game, trying to play advantage. They haven't thrown anyone out, I don't think.
Don't
No,
think so.
they're letting the girls have their space. Playing that advantage is just so nice, especially when your team's getting a little bit of a run on, a bit of momentum. It's not a stop-start game, which is good. Probably the Canadians wouldn't mind a few more stops and starts, but
Yeah.
it's actually been a really nice game to watch, Agnes.
Yeah, and right now you see 3 Canadian players. They've only got 1 sub, and they still have 3 down, which is really impressive. That's a great job. And number 9, that's Elsa de Brunner driving it out and across. And you can see that Canadian player saying, well, no, not on my watch.
Absolutely, these girls just know
And the
it,
USA team gets it back. But, boy, that was just a beautiful play by that Canadian
was.
player. And a call by the ref.
They just know where each other are. They're
Stick infringement against Canada, which is unfortunate for them. They're just playing their heart out. And USA with an advantage.
Let's see what the US do again in front of goals. They're on the right-hand side, so they'll want to centre it a little bit before they attack the goals. And let's see what they do. Yep, centering it off to a forward who's looking for support. That back that flicked it stayed down, and she's still down. But the Canadians crossed it really well.
Yeah.
I think
the defense on the
Look
Canadian
at
part
that.
is amazing. Yeah, just cleared it and swam it to the corner, and then said, "Oh, look, I'm clear up forward," and went forward.
Yeah.
Very beautiful play on the
her
Canadian part.
lungs would have been screaming.
Yeah,
you know, she just would have wanted to flick it.
Absolutely, and now she's going to have to go right back down again because the USA team is coming right back, and she gets no rest after that. That was a very nice play. And they're
These,
still putting up a battle, and it
These
looks
girls
like
will
it
never
went
forget
in.
this tournament. They will have to be pretty proud of their efforts. But we've okay. The pressure has has created a situation where the Americans had to glove, and well done on the refs for pulling that up. And the Canadians get another chance to drive it down the wall. I don't think they'll open it up, but hey, look, they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, and the USA is getting a little bit frantic. I think their plan is not going quite as well as they'd like, and so this is a good wake up call here.
Yeah, interestingly, in the under-19 girls game next door, we've still got 2-0 for South Africa and Colombia. Those 2 goals for South Africa must have been scored in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Must have been early, yeah.
And
wow, and
there's only 16 seconds left. Colombia have managed to keep it out, but obviously haven't been able to score, and they need to score.
And again, Canada drives it into the corner, brings it forward. A beautiful play.
Hey, is that a full time we see? Oh, look, well done, ladies.
And
I
it
might
looks like
pop out on the pool deck and see if I can get them to drag them out of the water.
Yeah.
They'll be exhausted. And see if
Yeah.
I can get a few words from an American girl and a Canadian girl. So thanks very much, Nat Wickham saying ta-ta. Thank you so much, Agnes.
Absolutely. Bye.
Hey there, Nat Wickham poolside, just sucking up the action from court 1. Looks like we've got someone actually going off in a wheelchair. One of the Colombian girls kicked in the throat. I think she's fine, but they're just taking the precaution of popping her in a chair, and the whole stands applauded her efforts. Okay, so I've got a Canadian girl coming up, number 10, the vice captain. Who have I got here?
Madison Schmidt.
Okay, Madison, what we might do is just stand around here if you wouldn't mind, and looking at see there up that camera, just giving us a wave. So that's the one you want to look at. So Madison, you guys, fantastic second half. Tell me about it.
We had a quick little timeout from our coach, and he told us some stuff, and we really pulled it together in the second half.
You did. There was only 1 goal conceded, and your pressure was down the line was just awesome. So you'd had to be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, it was pretty good to see, considering most of us are sick and one of our girls is out.
Yeah, I know she got the bump on the head, and they're a bit worried about, maybe concussion or whatever. But will she be back in the water tomorrow?
Oh, she was playing today. Our captain was out, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great that she's back in the water. Now, did you want to do a shout out for anyone at home?
My dad got mad at me last time, so I'd like to say hi to my dad.
And sorry, Dad, I love you. I love you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks very much for coming up into the mic. Okay, and we've got number 5 from the United States team. Who have I got here?
Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer, can you come out a little bit so we can get you in the shot? There's the camera. Can you just see waving up in the top there? Yep, nice. A great job. The Canadians played really well in the second half. How did it feel to have that kind of resistance?
I feel like we came together more because of the resistance, and I feel like we tried to come out with an explosion and work together more and work on our swing.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. And you're trying a few things off your freeze as well. Were you trying a few different things?
We are trying to rotate more people into the center position, to see how well they do, and also to make sure to not go all the way to the wall, because sometimes on the swings there are centers or other people that could have a better position to score.
Yeah, that's really smart hockey. Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to back home?
I would like to thank all the friends and family for watching, and I hope there will be more wins in the future.
Yeah, terrific. Thanks, number 5. That's my cap number 2, so you're a winner. Okay, thanks very much. Nat Wickham saying bye.